Feels a little bad, but we're going to cut it off before the drop, and so we're not cutting it off in the middle of the drop. But anyway, all right, hello and welcome back to the first game of week number 8. As you can see, we got an interesting schedule ahead, a lot of top versus bottom, so that creates a lot more chaos for scenarios, but maybe some more favorites in the games. As we look at our standings, and we will pause on this, you can see KCF getting a little bit of separation in 4th, and then Mudcats now alone, the last undefeated team in the 8-bit league. Just making sure I get the info sent out. And then we'll hopefully get into this one soon enough. But again, you can see Madison all the way down at the bottom. Really need to start getting their wins soon. Now 2 games behind the top 8 with 4 to play. So really not in a good spot. They can't quite be eliminated, at least by record this week. However, it's really not looking good for them. That if they lose this, then it's quite likely that they will be out with either some teams winning or them losing in any of the future weeks. Tiger, that's why you look at the left of the screen. But yeah, you can see my favorite. We are getting down to the playoffs part of things, and I do appreciate it. As we can see the scenarios for the Pixel League this week, the 2 6-1 teams can clinch. Because there are no 5-win teams, that is it. So we got Luxor and Honolulu. Both clinch with a win. There's their main one. But if they lose, then they would also need Erie to lose, and then a couple extras in there. That for for Luxor, they need Incheon and one of those two. For Honolulu, they need Birmingham and one of those two. So options between the two that they do have pass to lose. However, Honolulu's might end right here. And this will be more of Couch's territory in the next game, as we're going to have to go quick through this, but I do want to mention Prism, where you can see we have 3 teams, plenty more chaos, hoping it's a fun week. Now, as we look over at our stats quickly, again, before we jump right into this game, you can see Nessie and Mew new to the Bandits, with Nessie taking over that key player spot, and then Louis being new to the Monarchs, his first time on a roster this week. As it does look like we got our teams in, and so we are good to go. I think Bandits are the pretty clear favorite. I mean, I'm going to show them every stream, but I can. Sure. We can come back to them at the end of the stream after the game too. But first, we do got a game. Bandits in blue, Monarchs in black. And Arrowblade is in, and so that will complete the sub-games for the Monarchs. I believe Koala needs 2 games for Bandits as well. This one up off the right from Arrow. Well, I would block it down to the side. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really say, as by the way, who went crazy in the prediction? Romeo put 79K. I don't know who else put a lot, but a couple people, it looks like, that if Monarchs win, some people are getting paid, and that is a good start. Bozy already has a goal. Rolled to the center on a 50 by Louis, and sent home by Bozy. Monarchs get the first goal. Pretty clear underdogs. And definitely as close to a must-win game as you can be. And Arrow doesn't want to let him lose. He has another. It is 2-0 Monarchs. Arrow does it all himself. Bangs it to the backboard, drops, and then shoots it right through. Now this one coming down from the ceiling. Another shot, that one just wide from Couch. Nessie will move in, but Koala gets in the way first. Now plays it into the corner. This one dropping down. Now off the sidewall again. Dropping down once more. Koala not able to reach that. Couch will try to go. Doesn't have boost, but does get the touch. Koala hunting for a bump. Won't find it. Louis gets a touch out, but it is right at Nessie. This one up towards the ceiling. Louis trying to go. It'll be Bozy a light touch, but it's Nessie right on it. Centered out. Koala there. Louis cuts it off. Nessie now tries to stall it, but Louis will be able to get it out for a moment, although Nessie right back in. Couch hits the post again. Koala finally slots. It's 1-2. Back to a 1-goal game. Couch in that right post. Enemies so far. But this time, there's a teammate to help him out. This one centering out again. Louis not able to reach it. It'll be Koala instead, popping it up towards the corner. Bozy trying to rush back. He'll be alone. Pass over. Too far for Nessie. Arrow now low boost, trying to stay behind it, but Couch will get it away. Bozy now misses. Couch trying to bump, but Louis does get the save. Nessie will drop it down again. Louis are on the outside, but Couch will turn in. He'll beat one. It skips too far for Koala, but Koala will stay on it now from the right wall. He'll drop down. He'll go himself. He'll get a dunk. Sitting near the net, but well 50'd by Louis. Well cleared by Arrow. Monarchs do get it away. National on the outside again. Koala trying to stay with it. This one, though, popped out. Should get away from him, but Arrow doesn't have it. Neither does the other defender. But Nessie hits the crossbar, and it stays out. Birmingham, not the shooting they've wanted so far, as this one will get over Nessie. Will get a touch, but that might just make it more awkward for Koala, who now has to leave it. Arrow trying to drop it in. Couch now up off the left, dropping down, staying with it. He'll take a dribble. He'll take a 50. Now it's Arrow, gonna bang it forward. Koala out to the left. Now another one dropping down center. Everyone kind of scrambling for this one. It'll be Arrow there first. Low boost for him, but he gets it down the sideline, and that should buy a lot of time for his team. As Bozy gets a good 50. This one could center, but Couch does well to get it away. Problem is, it's another minute gone. Now 2-2 left, although Nessie doesn't care. I'm just starting to say they haven't scored yet, but Nessie puts one in. Couch passes it up. Nessie redirects it in, and it's all tied at 2. .2:11 to go. Plenty of time for more goals, and we're guaranteed at least one more. Nessie trying to get up for this one. We'll drop it down. Arrow gonna get it forward. Couch now back off the corner. There's one there. It's Louis. He scores. Monarchs lead again. Arrow once more the one to get the 50 out, and Louis absolutely slots it. Monarchs concede 2, but they do not blink, and they score their 3rd. Couch now dunked back down by Louis, but it's Koala moving in. He'll roll it up the corner. He'll try to chase it. He'll get a 50. Bouncing down. Couch gets it through. 3-3. Even again. Koala does the work. Couch there, able to get by Arrow and able to bring it even. Devolved to a bit of a shootout. That will work out well enough. Both sides on even footing right now. Nessie back over towards Couch. Couch off the back wall. No one really going to be able to go for this, but there's no touch from the defense. Nessie rolls it, but Arrow parries. Now Nessie back down. Awkward for Bozy, but he'll stay behind it. Koala's 50 will just ring high to the other corner. Nessie once again trying to center, but once again it's a little bit high as he will stay on it, but eventually Louis will cut it out. Now Koala towards net again. You heard Couch jump low on boost. He'll just get a 50 to the corner. Follow-up should be a little bit slow, although Nessie will catch up. He'll bang it high, looking for a pass, but there's no receiver. Nessie this time, though, does have Koala. It's 4-3. Bandits have their first lead. Hold on. I do gotta start the series. It's hard to remember Smurfy's bot. There we go. And we're in game 1, so we should be fine. This one now dropping down. Koala again, but it's barred down and out. We've seen them move away from the crossbar. They're back to it, but Nessie is able to secure another. So it doesn't quite matter in the end. As Nessie centers it. A bit of dysfunction there on the backboard. And Nessie is able to follow it in. Bozy wins the challenge. Now 50 seconds. 2 goals needed for Monarchs, but they're gonna get one. Louis just bangs it on target. It gets by the defender, and it is 5-4. 2 get beat at the midfield. Nessie just cheats a little bit too far across the net. Scored the last goal, but kind of lets this one by. And so with 50 seconds, right back to a 1-goal affair. Nessie, though, taking control, not going to be able to get back to it. Arrow getting it past midfield. Koala up towards the ceiling again. Towards the back wall, it'll drop out. Everyone awkward. All 3 go, but Bozy does beat Couch. Koala gonna get a light back pass. That sets up Nessie, but Nessie is boomed away. Koala trying to close it out. He'll fake challenge, but he'll get beat. Couch is removed, but Nessie does well to stall time. Koala trying to pass it down, but not far enough out. This one, though, could be for Couch, but he's gonna try to play safe. Louis, though, gets by him. Louis passes it back, but a good demo on Arrow removes a little bit of the threat. But hold on, that one's wide. Bozy puts it true. Tie game again. The defense panicking, circling, lost. The Bandits are dizzy, and the Monarchs break through. Back and forth and back and forth we go. That one's wide. As we end up tied at 5. Time running down now at 0. That looks like OT. Nessie keeps it alive for a moment. Dropping, though, Couch will let it. And we do have overtime in game number 1. This one out to the right, it'll drop down. Bozy trying to follow it, can't quite get it. Nessie, though, beats everyone. It could be open, but it's a tough shot. But Nessie has it. It's not easy, but the Bandits do close it out. 6-5, 11 goals in game 1, but Birmingham come out a step ahead. Now, of course, we'll see what the Monarchs do with the roster that does satisfy their sub-games. Now able to just play with the best roster they see fit. You can see the split pretty even across the Bandits. A little bit more separated with Louis on top for the Monarchs. And I did see, I believe, Bussin join, but no one left yet as far as I can tell. So we'll see as we get ready to load in pretty soon to game number 2. I'm hoping I didn't kick myself. I went into the match settings menu. Okay. I went into the match settings menu as it was loading, but I didn't change anything. And so it gave me the message, but it didn't kick me. So we're good. As we load in game number 2. Bussin in. Did look like it was Arrow out, so probably the expected move. There's Koala trying to get up for it. Gets a ceiling pitch. He might have a double. Inches away. And Bussin able to get the clear. And Nessie going to dive past that one. Couch trying to follow it. It's dropped down again. Nessie going to clear it out to the side. Dropping out. This one pinched forward. Couch going to catch up again. Off the back wall. Double in front. No one there. Koala will try, but he's out 50 by Louis. Nessie now at the midfield. Pops it up. Bozy should beat him, and does. Dropping to Koala. He'll pop it up. Couch will take his time, but he is removed from the field. Koala now gets a reset on that one. Makes it awkward for Bozy, although Bozy will set up Bussin for a clear. Couch going to bring it down again around the outside. Louis trying to turn in. 50 down from the ceiling. Bozy jumps up. Bump comes through. Louis now going. This one dropping down. Koala dunked out. Bozy a little bit faked on that. That's Nessie up off the left. Couch waiting. Just going to touch it forward. Dropping down, but popped away again. That one over Koala, but Nessie demoed as he pops it. Couch inches from that bump. Bozy gets a save. They need another touch, and Louis is able to provide it. Louis now just going to bang it down the sideline around to the outside. Nessie going to catch up next, trying to drop it in. Pop forward again. Couch around the outside, trying to center. Nessie there, but the bump evades the shot. And we remain scoreless a minute and a half in. Nessie now dropping it in once more. Bozy gets dunked. It's into the corner. Rolling around. Couch out. Koala not able to reach for a shot, but he does get it up to the corner. Bussin now, dunked by Nessie again. One more touch pops it up, but that'll only set up Louis. Now Couch uncontested, can't get power, will look for a bump, but Bussin's above him. Down from the side again, popped up. Bussin against Koala. He wins the challenge. Bozy loses out to Couch. 2 minutes to go. Definitely Bandits favored so far, but the scoreline shows zeros. Couch off the right. Trying to get a setup, but Louis able to move in again. Koala now down from the ceiling. Couch inches from reaching it, but not quite there. Nessie up off the left side. This one dropping down. Bozy doesn't have it, but Louis backs him up. Sends it long downfield, and Couch on a low boost total won't do much. Louis now maybe faked out by Bussin as they both drive under it. This one, though, sets up Bozy. Good shot, but Nessie's there. Now this one rolling out. Koala, 50 down from the ceiling. Couch has to take his time. I mean, the problem, Dishonored, is they don't have time to figure things out. As Bussin will bang this one forward to the back wall. Nessie going to carry it around the outside. Yeah, the problem is they don't have time to figure it out at a 1-6 record, and they do still play the Mudcats this season. Now, the hope for them is they play the Mudcats week 11, maybe they don't care about the win. However, especially if they're already locked in, I feel like they're either are not locked in number 1, and so they need the win, or they're 10-0, at which point they want the win to go undefeated. So I don't know if there's a scenario in which they would lose that. Hey, I mean, if the team's locked number 1, maybe they'd be willing to, you know, play with the sub, although with that team there really isn't a 4th man. Yeah, and, like, let it slip. But, yeah, I think either they need the win to secure the 1 seed, or they need the win to go undefeated, and so they will not slow down. As Nessie drops this one in. Basically, the point is, this team needs to win every game, and they do have the number 1 team later in their schedule, so they really can't afford to lose this one. As Koala drops it down off the corner, Nessie pops it out again. Now Louis trying to center it again. Koala just going to bang it forward. Bussin trying to catch it back. Now popping out again. Nessie, backboard, bouncing down. Couch trying to shoot. It will get in. A slow bouncer, but the changeup makes them bite. It bounces over everyone, and it gives the Bandits the lead. Bozy not able to reach it. Yeah, I think you're right, Lemon. And yeah, they play Mudcats this week. Oof. Deadwood play Mudcats, Luxor, Atlanta. Then New Mexico, but I think maybe a step down, although New Mexico beat Atlanta, right? So I don't know. This one shot forward again. There's no one in the net. It's just in. It's Couch again. It's 2-0. Bandits. They're quite the opposite. Their schedule's not exactly easy, but as Couch mentioned in the early stages, they got the top dogs out of the way early. Their schedule, Monarchs, Inchin, KC, Atlanta. Definitely not easy, but definitely some teams they'd want to beat if they want to contend. This one's dropping down. It's Couch for a hat trick. This game was 0-0 20 seconds ago. But the Bandits are up by 3. Couch goes right through Louis. There's no one in net. It gets in the bottom right corner. And it is 3-0. 10 seconds to go. All but a formality as the Birmingham Bandits. It was a slow burn, but it did burn. They win 3-0, and they are up to match point. 1 game away from a big win, right back to that 500 mark. And now, like we said for the Monarchs, a question, which, by the way, Koala, vibing. Let's come back to this. Koala, absolutely vibing. Got an assist, 300 points below his teammates. He's vibing. As it does look, as you saw there, everyone readied up. So it does look like they're just going to run it. And I think that's fair. I think there is definitely an argument that, you know, you want to get Mew in, want to see what he can do. But the counter to that, you're already 2-0 up. you haven't played any games with Mew. Is it worth throwing away the momentum? That's the risk. As we load in game number 3, same rosters on each side. Monarchs definitely reason to believe we're able to keep that game close for so long, but not able to close it out and let it slip away at the end. And so we'll see. This one now bouncing out. Louis trying to pop it up. Couch. A long 50 away. Boston now going to bring it down again. Koala popping it forward. Now this one forward. It's off the post and it's in. Koala sets up the play. Of course it's off the post. But Couch reacts. He secures. And that is 1-0 for the Bandits. Nightmare start for the Monarchs in a must-win game. And Nessie has number 2. Off the left wall, Nessie gets the read first. A banger of a shot. Doubles the lead. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because I think the main thing is that Monarchs and Luxor were probably pretty similar on paper. With, as that one did from Nessie again, it's 3-0. So, we'll pause for these quick messages from the Bandits. Koala bangs it up off the back wall. No one able to read it, and Nessie just gonna bounce it through. But yeah, I mean, the two were pretty similar, I feel like. And then the Monarchs, or the Mudcats, probably upgraded. And I think the main thing is that they, at the very least, didn't downgrade, and T-Mac upgraded his picks for next season. So I feel like it's just a net positive either way. But we'll see what that squad's able to do. I said Monarchs incorrected, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I ever said Monarchs without correcting it, but I did say it once and then correct. Mosey off the back wall. Couch able to play it away. But yeah, I was talking about Mudcats, obviously. There's Couch playing it off the corner. Louis loses out on the challenge. I think so. As that one's in, and Louis makes it a 2-goal game. Now 1-3. Louis a full field carry. That 50. Really unfortunate for Birmingham. Pops all the way downfield, and Louis able to secure it. I think Luxor maybe had like higher peaks, but Mudcats just built a really good, really consistent, like 4 players who had really good season 1s. And so I think just proven results, Mudcats were a really consistent roster. Luxor obviously had a former Prism player, had a champion, have Bacon who can be a top of the league player. Like, Luxor are obviously a good roster. Mudcats were just really consistent season 1 performers. And this one's off the backboard. Trying to pop it away. And I think, no hate to Shade, but I think Mudcats were probably a more consistent 4-man, which is also a pretty clear strength about them. This one's dropping down again. Nessie pops it off the right. Bozy tries to play it forward. This time it is Koala who gets it off the sidewall, but Couch just going to get a long clear away. Now dropping it again. Koala trying to pinch it forward. Bozy does get a little awkward. Koala prioritizes the boost steal as Bozy tries to center it. Couch will die. Bussin wins the challenge. Now at the midfield, Koala again just able to get some Mosquito gameplay going. Dives in, gets a 50, and now it's all awkward on the back line here. Nessie trying to pop it across. Bussin will miss. Couch will pop it up. He'll look for a double. He'll fake it for Koala. Post on the goal line, and he saves it himself. Obviously wasn't going in, but he popped it out. Bandits have to settle for their 2-goal lead, at least for the moment. Bozy looked for a shot. It's wide. Louis moving in, wide again. Now Couch gonna pop it forward. He'll go for the air dribble. He's just letting it fall. Nessie somehow stole it, and it's 4-1. What in the ghost touch was that? Couch lets it go. Nessie hit that apparently, and that's a hat trick for him. I think we'll have to talk about that one in the interview because that is incredible. The slightest touch. Gives the goal to Nessie. Now back up to a 3-goal lead. 2 minutes to go. Make it another. And yet another goal steal for Nessie. It's a playmaker for Couch. It's 4 goals for Nessie. Couch bangs it on target. Nessie already pre-jumped. Gets the redirect in. It's his first game here, but it might be his last. Stealing 2 of his manager's goals in a very short time frame here. This one's rolled forward again. Nessie gonna dunk it back down. Rosie. Now Nessie trying to win it forward. Louis bouncing it away. Nessie around the outside. Look for the pass back. Trying to give his manager a goal, but of course a tough shot. Wouldn't give him an easy one. This one now dropping down. It's Nessie again. How about 5? 5 goals, is that on 4 shots? Nessie has a 125 shooting percentage in game 3. And it's 6-1 Bandits. Honestly, I feel like he should just avoid the ball. I mean, clearly he's goal hungry, so he won't. But I feel like he should keep that shooting percentage. There's Couch trying to get up for it. Gonna bounce it forward. Bussin trying to drop it down. Really? I'm not sure, Tiger. I think we might see a comeback here. This one's off the side again. Losey trying to bounce it down. Now Koala pinching it forward. Couch is there. It's wide. Give it a shot to rub salt in the wound. I'll pick up the Luxor talk when this 40 seconds wraps up, by the way. And now Louis, pull shot into it, does put it wide. Couch able to pop it out. Bozy will try to dive in. Now off the right side, it's Bussin. Up off the back wall, Koala, a little awkward, but does make the play. Nessie now chasing it. 2v1. Just rolls it up, and Louis will be able to clear it out. So as we get down to the last 20 seconds here, it should look like it is going here. As Bussin able to play it forward. Koala out to the corner. Now Louis. Nessie able to win it forward. And now it falls to Nessie. He'll look for a shot. Doesn't get it. But didn't get the shot credited either, so he'll keep his shooting percentage. This one centered to Koala. That should drop. And the Bandits do take the sweep. And that is 15-6 in goals across the series. 789 points, 5 goals, 4 shots. 0 saves for the Bandits, all offense. As that does it. Weighing back in on this Luxor talk, I think, well, quite simply, the hype for Mythic comes for the fact that he was a Prism player. I don't think anything else has to be said. Obviously, came into Prism last season, hadn't seen him play in a long time, didn't know how to rate him. Wasn't his best Prism season, but he was in Prism, comes down to Pixel. The general viewpoint is he's going to run it because he came from Prism. And then you have Stewie, like you said, very solid player, champion. You have Bacon, champion in, past, and also a very strong player who can elevate that roster. So that's where the hype comes from for them. Meanwhile, the Mudcats, it is instead players who played really well in Pixel last season. And so you take them, you put them together. They didn't have the draft capital of Honolulu and Luxor, but they drafted a really consistent down-the-board team. And so that's why Missouri are really overlooked, because they didn't have anyone crazy. They don't have Wiko, who's the GC2. They don't have Mythic, who's the former Prism player. They just have 3 really good Pixel players. And so that's why people overlook Missouri. But clearly, they are a really good team, and we'll see after the trade. But getting Gardens should only elevate that, as Gardens is another example of someone who performed in Season 1, while Breezy, of course, the team was kind of tough, but struggled to perform around that. So, I think Breezy, definitely a good player, but at times we saw him getting subbed out. Not sure we'll see the same with Gardens. So, anyway, I think that's enough talk about that. This is a good win for the Bandits, until we will be back in just one moment for an interview. And we are back with Birmingham, a convincing 3-0 sweep. How does it feel to be back at 500?
Feels good. Started off a little rocky that first game, but we were able to get some games in beforehand, but still,
They were kickoff goals.
Yeah, they were kickoff goals. But first day with the new team, it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Except,
Yeah.
if any managers
Wait,
are listening,
hold
Nessie
on.
is available.
That was going to be my next question. First time with the team. Is it Nessie's last?
It's Nessie's last game, 100%.
100%.
Dude, it's not even the fact that it was 2 goals; it was back to back.
It was.
It was back to back.
And he barely touched
Did
the
you
one.
see what his shooting percentage was?
He said
Oh, he's been talking about it since.
125%. Yeah.
He was talking about in the middle of the game.
That 5th goal went in. I was like, hold on, is that 5 for 4?
Yeah,
Diabolical.
Yeah, that was goal.
I do want to, real quick, I do see in chat, no Rin, I do not hate you in Gardens. Come on now.
But he is happier.
Hey, whoa. Oh, no. Whoa. All I said was that first day with the new team, it felt pretty good. That was all I said.
I mean, fairness, it was a sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not sure how much you guys know, but with this win, I do believe it does mean Honolulu need to win to clinch this week, so you took away their losing scenario. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, didn't you say earlier that most every team wants us to lose this game?
Well, probably
needs us to
because
lose?
well, Honolulu need you to lose in order to clinch with a loss. So now they need to win. And then generally you are in the 3 and 4 tie. So top teams probably want you to lose so they can clinch easier. Bottom teams want you to lose so they can catch up easier. You're just kind of in the middle where everyone wants you to go down.
Hey, it was everybody rocking the Dignitas decal to support the Bandits earlier. Now it's Bandits hate. I'm here for it.
Yeah, Koala, his Interstellar, it's close enough.
I wasn't gonna mention that I definitely don't have that Dignitas decal.
Yeah, so Nessie joined, and he was like, "Okay, what's the decal everybody's rocking?" And I'm like, "Well, the only 2 others that were using it are no longer here. So if you want to, go ahead. If not, you're good."
Yeah, that's the old team.
I turned around and bought it.
W.
Yeah, and then Mew out of nowhere came and put it on. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Your team
I have
supports...
to continue to not buy it.
It is June.
It is June.
Looking forward. Shout out. Well, looking forward to next week. You guys do play Inchin, another team looking good recently. We're in a similar spot. How are you looking at that one?
If Smurfy plays, they lose.
Gotcha.
Nope.
Just as simple as that.
Speaking of illusion, before I get into it, shout out to Moms for warming us up before the game. Bula, JT, and Koa. Inchin's been hot. It's always tough to play the teams that are on a streak. So, we just got to go into it positive. I got confidence in this team.
Yeah, I definitely got confidence. Shout out Defane. I just played them. He cooked me last series, so I'm looking out for playing Defane again.
Yeah, now you got Revenge.
Yeah, that's another one. I think if I had Mew in, I think he would have played Bussin back-to-back weeks, and now Nessie plays Illusion in almost back-to-back weeks.
So now you just got to keep shuffling so people can play back-to-back.
Exactly.
All right, well, that's about all I have. So glad you're feeling good with the team. Congrats on the win. Good luck next week.
Thank you for casting.
Thank you.
GG's Madison.
GG's.
GG's.
All right. I do got to let Couch go as well because he is going to be streaming the next game pretty similar to this one. You're going to want to stick around for that. That one kicks off at 9 p.m. That will be Houston Steinhatchee. In that one, most teams want the Scallops to lose, but maybe some at the top want Houston to lose to keep them away. So it's kind of a little different because it's not bottom versus middle. It's middle versus top of middle. So a little more interesting, but either way, teams definitely do want the Scallops to lose. But that will do it for this first game of the night. Your final score here, Birmingham 3, Madison 0. A clean sweep for the Bandits brings them back up to 500. Meanwhile, the Monarchs now, unfortunately, on life support. Tough schedule ahead of them. Got to get it going soon. But again, that does it for this game. There's one more to follow. Stream will go live in about 15 minutes. Game starts in 25. Should be a fun one. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you tune in.